So I wanted to talk about like your education, right?
Okay.
So I saw that you went to the College of New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
but you said that you're not from here,
From New York?
Yeah, are you from?
I'm originally from Central New Jersey.
Oh, from
My
New
parents
Jersey.
are from Brooklyn, but I'm originally from Central New Jersey. So I grew up there.
And so, what did you major in?
I majored in something called interactive multimedia
Okay.
with a minor in digital art. Yeah.
Could you explain that?
So interactive multimedia, or IMM for short, was kind of a little sampling course of 3 different aspects: 3D animation and modeling, computer programming, and 2D art, and a little bit of game development. So when I went to college, I was young, 20-something, 18-year-old, whatever. And I was just like, ooh, this is fun. Let me just dabble and, code, whatever. Like, that's important. And I didn't really pay attention, as do most 20-year-olds. And when I got out of college, I had a lot of little knowledge with, I know how to code a little bit. I know how to do Unity. I know how to model, but none of it was any good. It was just nothing. I had no real, applicable skills. So when I got out of college, I was like, okay, well, I need to find a job, student loan debt, the classic millennial experience.
Yeah.
And so I moved to New York because I was like, okay, I don't want to live in Jersey. Nothing wrong with Jersey. I love Jersey. Don't get me wrong. I just, in order for me to increase my opportunities, I needed to move into an area that had all those opportunities, which is either California or New York.
Yeah.
So easy to move to New York. So I moved to New York and I was like searching for a job for like 3 months. And I took up odd jobs here or there. And what ended up happening was I got a production assistant position and I was working like lifting stuff, and I did that for a little bit.
Where did you
for
do
3
that?
months. I did that at a company called David Stark, and that was really cool. I actually missed that job. It paid like, not that much, but it was really, really fun. We would go to venues, really, really nice venues, and we wear all black, and we would set up for an event at like 7 a.m. and then come back at like 11 p.m. and strike it down. But I got to be around some really cool people. Like I met Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he was really cool. He came up to us. He like shook our hands. Like he was really, really cool. He looked exactly like he would in person. You'd see, like, it's amazing. I saw Glenn Close, and then a few other people. But it was really, really cool. But I was doing that, and then I started working at the Bryant Park holiday markets.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I was a reusable hand warmer salesman. Yes, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. For about 2 months, I stood outside in the cold and advertised these reusable hand warmers.
Did you just like grab people's hands?
No, I would be like, look at these, woo, and I'd show them how to put them in water and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and oftentimes they would break or not work.
Oh man.
But it taught me kind of a little bit more about retail and getting out in front of people and talking to people and not being afraid to like say whatever. So then I kept applying to other jobs, and I applied to Apple, and I eventually got into Apple retail, and I worked there for about 3 years.
So were you like one of their geniuses? Or?
So what I did was I worked in the Genius Bar section, but I was something which at the time was called a family room specialist. And a family room specialist is someone who, or was someone, now they're I think technical specialist, someone who like diagnoses problems with phones, iPads, iPods, all the mobile devices. But when we had a whole bunch of different tasks as well. But that showed me like the retail side, but also technical troubleshooting. So I learned a whole bunch of different skills from Apple, organization and how to communicate with people and how to work on a team. And then of course retail environment. I wasn't selling stuff that often, but I did. And I learned about tech. So while I went to school for tech, and in theory media, I didn't really know too much about computers. And working there actually helped me learn a lot.
Yeah, so, well, let's go into a little bit about, well, let me just ask this question. So do you think that education is important to trying to get a job in the video game industry,
Right.
or anything involved with the
Formal
creative side?
formal education?
Yeah, formal education.
Yes and no. I mean, did I find my college experience valuable? Absolutely.
Right.
Do I wish it cost less? Absolutely. Do the skills that I have now that are applying to game development and what I'm doing right now, did I learn them in college? Not necessarily. But the peripheral skills, the skills that are like related to talking to people, getting out in front of a crowd, understanding new concepts and ideas and philosophies, that all came from college. Which if I think I just concentrated on technical skills, yes, maybe I could have landed a good game job, but as a person overall, and networking things, I don't think it would have been as successful. I did, when I got out of college, going back to Apple, working retail wasn't my thing, so what I had to do was kind of do tutorials on the side, Photoshop tutorials. And then I was getting frustrated working in retail all the time that I started going to meetup groups. And the meetup groups is what kind of relieved my tension, right? So I'd have a whole day of interacting with people and not feeling creatively fulfilled. Right? And then afterwards I would go to these meetup groups and I would see these guys that are just working on their passions, tabletop gaming, which I also love. And that inspired me to be like, hey, let me try this out some more. And when I would go to Playcrafting's demo nights, yes, I would be inspired, but mostly I would be frustrated at myself. And that's what drove me. I was like, okay, I see all these people doing the things that they truly love. I need to have that. And so as Playcrafting grew, once they offered their second Unity course, I had to do it, and I took it right up.
Yeah. Well, something that I saw also on your LinkedIn profile, that when you were in school, you were involved with something called the Magic Circle.
Yes.
Game design.
The good old Magic Circle. Mm-hmm.
So was that more video game focused or tabletop focused?
That was just game design and focused itself. So a lot of what I learned in college was design and theory, right?
Yeah.
While we did have coding classes and Maya classes and all that, and Unity classes, a lot of the time was spent on design theory. And that's kind of what we did. We would meet up every week and we would say, like, this is what's going on in the game design industry right now. These are some design principles that we've learned and talked about. Sometimes we'd have students come up and teach tutorials, which was cool. But it would be a mix of tabletop gaming and video gaming. And we would just meet up and on the side work on our projects, and the next time we meet up, show our work. To this day, it's actually still running. It goes by a different name now. I think it's just the College of New Jersey's Game Design Club or something like that. Sorry if I messed that up, if you guys ever see this, but I'm very proud of you for keeping it up. But yeah, we started it. Actually, one of the developers I work with right now, Andrew Lohman, on our team, he helped start it with us. Actually, I think he started it himself, and he came up with the name Magic Circle.
That's great.
Yeah.